Hey, what's up, team? It's Navarro, head trader Penny Stocks Club 13. It's Monday, September 11th, 2023. And in this video, we're going to go ahead and break down the SPY and every other swing trade that we had successfully traded. So, it was a great start to the week, tons of money to be made the rest of the week. So let's get right to it, guys. Again, this is not investment advice. I'm not telling you what to buy, what to sell. It's simply for entertainment and educational purposes only. So let's go ahead and break down the SPY. I did take a couple of day trades today on it, and I'll get to those in a bit. But let's go and see what it's gonna do or what we think it might do. Now, we don't have any big news coming up tomorrow. One exception would be Apple. Apple does have some big news. I'm not too sure what. Need to read into it. But for now, the SPY will have some CPI data coming out, I believe, on Wednesday. So tomorrow we'll just be trading with whatever the market gives us. So for now, as you all can see, I broke this down for you. Traded it on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, traded today. And we're trying to come back up here. One of the things that it's gonna probably try to do tomorrow is close that little gap, right? It might close it right at the open, and then it might continue going higher. So that's one thing that it could do, right? Could come close it and move higher, or it can come close it and then come lower. It just got to make sure and wait for the setup, see what the market does, and then go with the flow, not against it, right? So the trend is your friend. Now, what else is going on here? So again, if we look at a bigger picture, we have the 52-week high, and then we have this previous high or lower high, right? So let me activate that. Trade it here, extend it to the right. So we got that. Then we also got the pullback, and then we have this higher low. All right, we can extend this to the right, and we got a little pennant, right? So one of the things that might happen as well is we might just take off and get close to the trend line, the upper trend line, and then get rejected, or we could just come back down and just be trading here, right? Create another wedge within the pennant. But we don't know. As far as we know right now, we're trading right around the 21 EMA. So pretty much that's the range it's given us. We know that we have this gap, and we also know that right now we have this little bullish momentum going our way. So we'll see how it opens up tomorrow. Now let's go ahead and go to the 1 day, 1 minute. So right off the open, we start pulling back. All right. So here we come and test this level. I was waiting for this push downward. Okay, I did not catch this trade. Actually, I did catch it, but I did get out right at the bottom here. And this was with options. I did not catch it on the futures. Then I did trade another one right here in this range, guys. So we had this little downward channel coming down. So what I did is I started actually trading this right here, let it come down. I was waiting for it to come and retest right here. This is where I entered, and then of course I sold down here, and that was it. Next one that I took a trade on was on the breakout, pull back to the 21 EMA. I entered here on options calls, and I got out right there, guys, where I saw that resistance level. Got out there, quick pop, 30% return. I was in, out, and then on to the next one. So that's pretty much the trades that I had on SPY. 3 winners on all of them. Okay, then let's go ahead and talk about our swing trades. Uber. All right, so let's go ahead and go to the 1 year, 1 day. As y'all can see, I showed you this upward channel yesterday, and look at where we're at right now. I know we took profits a little earlier, but again, we never complain about taking profits. We just lock it in and move on to the next one. Now we do have this gap here. Does it need to come back down and fill it? Doesn't have to. It can keep on going. Will it? I don't know. Again, it depends on what the market does, and if this is going to be market reliant. So if the market starts pulling back, this might start coming back down with the market as well. If the market starts going up, continues going up, then sky's the limit for this one. Again, this one I do like. It probably is going to go up to upwards to $100 or something. Uber is just right now a hot commodity. So that was a trade. Let's go ahead and go to the 5-minute chart here, and as you all can see, the trend within the trend. Let's go ahead and get these. We had that push higher, all right, and then we had this little channel here. That's why we took profits there, because I saw it. But then we also had this that we needed to come back up. We had the upward channel, which we drew on the 1 year 1 day, and that's where it got all the way to the top in the 5-minute chart. But we took profits here at the open, or a little bit off the open, and then just let the risk go. That's it. Again, over here, trading it up here, buying calls up here, the risk to reward ratio is not there anymore. So we'll just wait and let it do what it does until it gives us another setup. For now, we're out of UBER, Uber. The other one we had from Friday was PLTR. Beautiful trade here, guys. Called it off the bat on Friday. Entry was perfect. We had this also upward channel. This is where we entered right at this level, 1520. That's when I called it out on Friday. I just saw this rejection, this failed breakdown, right? It failed the breakdown, came back, then tested this level. So I was thinking, okay, they tested it again. It's gonna come back down and it's just gonna skyrocket. So what will basically happen is we trapped the shorts, we trapped the bears here, right? Once we trapped them, they had to start covering, because we had this buying pressure and just this continuation into what I told you was going to be the selling range. We did sell right before it, but they'd go back up and made the move that it wanted to make. So again, this is where I took final profits. First take, final take, and then it did make that push into the zone, but then got rejected. And this is why we take profits at the levels that we see, and we don't get greedy. We get in, get out when it hits our profit target. And that was it for PLTR. Now if it sets up again, then we'll go ahead and trade it again, but for now, let's just go ahead and put it in the back burner. Our IBN, guys, similar setup. Called it out right here where it was breaking out here, entered at 75 cents, took profits up here. Then I am holding some 75-cent re-entry down here. Okay, so we're still good on this one. Let's go ahead and go on why. Go to why I called it out. Again, you can see the same thing here. If we go to the 4-hour, okay, we can see that upward channel. If we go to the 1 year 1 day, we can see that upward channel. We are trading above the EMA, came down, bounced there, and now this is what we're trying to do, get up here to this level here, or possibly to the upper trend line. But for now, again, we're going to trade what we see. And let me go ahead and go to the one day 5 minute, or let me go a little further out, 5 day 15. Still not good enough. I guess a 20 day 1 hour will do. So what we're going to try to do here is try to get profits at that zone that we have right there, guys. Okay, now remember I spoke about this low, and that's why we have this line here, that it's previous support, right? So here's the plan. If we break out tomorrow, we tried it today and we didn't quite hold it. But if we come back up tomorrow and we start testing it, and we fail to break below it, then this thing is just gonna push higher. All right, that's what we're looking for tomorrow. We wanted to come back up. We wanted to test that 23.75. I'm gonna test it again. It might come a little bit below it, but if it comes back up, it's gonna generate some power. Just think about what's going on right here, guys. I'm not gonna give anything away, but just think about what's sitting right above this level of rejection. What is the fuel? What is the trigger? What is setting up if we make our way back up and then that push higher? So again, just wait for the pattern to form completely, or fail or work, but be patient with the setup, believe in the setup, and let's just go ahead and let the trade itself work out for us. That's our IBN, guys. And then of course we did enter GM, starter position off of those double bottom here. Now here's what I liked. I told you I was waiting for it to come back down, and we entered right there. Now it did come a little lower, but what do we see here, guys? We started to form higher high. Now if it starts breaking below, then we're just going to get out. It's going to be a failed trade. Anything below that 3250 level, I'm not going to be trading it anymore. I just needed this pullback entry. If it comes back up tomorrow and then starts holding above this 3280 level, then I'm going to add some more, and I'm going to wait for it to start its slingshot, its rocket move up towards 3350. 3375. I'll be taking profits. If we get to the zone here, this is a major resistance, or it's going to be the zone with more resistance, because that's where we have this little gap down, and that's where we're trying to go and cover. That's where I want to get out if we do get there. But for now, our entry is good, our setup is good, our risk to reward ratio is there. So let's just let it happen and be patient with it, guys. So that's all I have for you right now. I hope this was educational for you and entertaining. If you do have any questions, don't be shy. Post a message or send me a direct message. For those of you in the chat room, see you tomorrow.